Hello and welcome to Waylanders Wandering on Sunday, the 26th of March 2023, where it's the Sunday preview yet again. And kicking off this week, we have the Boarding Patrol Adeptus Sororitas, so your battle sisters can now join in on the Arks of Omen, led by a devout canoness with 5 Celestian Sacrosants as a bodyguard, 10 Sisters Repentia and 10 Battle Sisters, all led into the breach, making this a durable fighting force to start off and please any Sisters player. Also in boarding patrols for the Arks of Omen, we will see a new Adeptus Custodes boarding patrol, featuring 3 Alaris Custodians and 5 Custodian Guard, all led by Trajan Valoris himself, packing out their boarding patrol. A beautiful, beautiful close combat themed army in a box, and not too much painting, because let's be honest guys, painting, oh, who needs it? Me, that's who needs it. And for the Forces of Chaos, we also have the Thousand Suns boarding patrol with 2 Psychers, 20 Rubric Marines and 2 Chaos Spawn. This looks like a nice start again for a Thousand Suns Rubric Marine army. Next up, we see some new Necromunda releases, starting with the Aranthan Succession Vaults of Temenos book, coming out in what would appear to be hardback and ebook format, which is all very nice, giving you additional rules for the House Cawdor and Palatine Enforcer gangs. So yeah, and Dramatis Personae, or heroes as we call them. Talking of which, we have the Enforcer Sanctioner Pattern Automators, because Ed 209 wasn't scary enough. Let's have your very own, very big 40k Robocops, who are not going to take no for an answer. If you are breaking the law, don't do any graffiti or anything. Don't even jaywalk while these things are around, because, you know, capital punishment's kind of popular out in the 40k universe. Next up, we have some Cawdor Ridge Walkers, because, hey, if you're going to have walkers, we may as well have little tiny Necromunda versions of the Star Wars AT-RT. So yeah, these are kind of good. I like these. These are what happens when you try and make your ATSTs at home in the garage by yourself, and this is what you end up with. I'm sure that all those wrappings on their arms are not bandages, because they've hurt themselves making their own walker mechs. To round this off, we have the Cawdor Vehicle Gang Tactics cards and Cawdor dice set. Tactics cards, great. Dice sets, you know my feelings on dice sets by now. Buy it if you want to, don't buy it if you don't want to. I personally wouldn't. But hey, 18 cards. I wonder how much that will cost. And and 8 Cawdor branded blank ones as well, so you can make your own. So for a grand total of 26 cards, I wonder how much they're going to be. I'm guessing a lot. But then again, I'm a cynic. To round off our Cawdor releases, we have the Cawdor Ash Waste upgrade kit, which is heads, backpacks, and bottles, by the look of it. Heads, backpacks, and bottles. You can't really go wrong with heads, backpacks, and bottles, can you? I do like all the tonsured heads. These are, every single one of them looks like he had his hair cut at home by his mum, who put a bowl on his head and just chipped around it. These are wonderful. These are simply wonderful. And of course we have the Ashwood Stranger Outcast Leader. Lawmen with integrity aren't entirely absent from Necromunda. They're just so rare that each one is a legend in their own right. The one known as the Ashwood Stranger certainly seems to be an ex-enforcer, judging by the armour. But all we know for certain is that tales of his righteous crusade for justice stretch from hive to hive, leaving a trail of wrongdoers peppered with stub rounds in his wake. The Stranger comes in resin and will be available from the Forge World web store. For the MESB, which is their Middle-earth strategy battle game, we have the Gondor Terrain Mansion Tower and Ruins, which has this beautiful ruined tower, And it's a ruined building to go with your mansion house to get some nice Osgiliath or Minas Tirith fiefdoms themed battlefields on the go for all you Middle Earth players, which is really rather cool. Citadel Colour are bringing out the Battle Ready paint set, featuring 30 base paints and washers. He says, stretching for the word that should be right there, so that you can all start off with this essential paint kit. Yeah, so Null Oil, Lead Belcher, Rhinox Hide, Mechanica Standard Grey are all in there. Looks like we get a Mephiston Red and Macragge Blue and all these sort of things. So yes, very much an essential paint set for all you budding miniature painters out there. And once you've got all your base coats on, there is nothing better than going for the Parade Ready paint set, which brings an additional 30 layers and glazes so that you can get another 30 paint on the go. And again, the two together will give you enough combinations out there to make anything you want. Literally paint anything you want. Don't forget, there are over 300 paints in the Citadel range at this time of recording, but you really only need these 60. I say these 60, you don't even need all of these 60. I guarantee you could mix some of these up out of the others. Failing that, hey, 60 paints, they're really good. Citadel paints are actually pretty good, guys. Don't knock them. And finally this week, from the Black Library, we have The Vaults of Terror Dark City by Chris Wright. The third book in the Vaults of Terror series finds Interrogator Spinoza at a loss, with Inquisitor Cowl mysteriously missing, an impending threat to the throne world, forcing her to choose between the search for her mentor and the defense of the realm. So let's all get into this. And this, again, from the image, I would say is paperback, but I've been wrong before. It could be a hardback version. And I believe Chris Wright is actually a pretty good author. Short and sweet this week. As ever, where you can, buy all of these pre-releases from your friendly local game store. I mean, Games Workshop, Warhammer stores are lovely, but let's support the local indies. My favourite is the Mighty Lancer Games out in Bridlington. Please use the QR code on screen to buy your stuff from there, place your pre-orders. They will give me a tiny little affiliate, well, some store credit rather than hard cash. I will use that to buy more stuff, to make more videos, rinse and repeat. Everyone's a winner, baby. I love your faces, and goodbye.